Good morning, students. So today we'll be doing the 8th chapter of your NCERT book, that is controlling. So controlling is the last function of management. So, controlling, it is the last function and it is interrelated. First, before starting the meaning of the controlling, let me tell you that it is the last function and interrelated with the planning function. Okay, so planning and controlling, they both are interrelated. So in planning, what we are doing, we are planning that where we have to reach, what we have to attain. Okay, but in controlling process, now what we are doing, we are comparing our actual performance with the standards. Now what is actual performance? Your actual profit or the loss, whatever you have earned or whatever you have suffered, that is your actual performance. And the standards, they are the plans which you have made in the beginning of the organization while starting it. So in controlling process, what we are doing, we are comparing our actual performance with the standards and then seeing if any deviations are there. Okay, if any deviations are there, those deviations are then measured and the corrective measures are taken so that next year we cannot face those deviations again. Understood? So difference between the actual and the planned is only controlling. Then it discovers the deviations, as I said. Once you will compare them, once you will compare the actual performance and the standard, you will come to know about the deviations. Okay, the differences. Then comes importance of controlling. So first one is accomplishing organizational goals. If once you will come to know about the deviations, then the next year it will become easy for you to accomplish the organization goals effectively. Okay, and when the plans are made in the organization, these are directed towards what? Towards the achievement of goals. And the controlling function, it ensures that all the activities in the organization, it takes place according to the plan, and if there is any deviation, then timely action has to be taken to bring back those activities on the path of planning, which you have made in the beginning. The next is judging accuracy of standards. Now in controlling function, what you are seeing that whatever plans you have made in the beginning, whether you are working according to them or not, the standards which you have set, whether they were accurate or not. If that is not accurate, if it's not working accurately for this year, then obviously you are going to revise those standards. Okay, next year you are going to change them, bring some new ideas. Okay, then making efficient use of resources like traffic signal. Controlling guides the organization and keep it on the right track. So each and every activity it is performed according to the predetermined standards. Okay, and as a result there is most effective use of resources. Then improving employees' motivation. So an effective controlling system, it not only tells the deviation, but it also communicates the goals and the standards for the employees to subordinates well in advance. So a good controlling system, it helps in guiding the employees to come out of their problem, and this free communication and motivation, it will lead to better performance. Okay. Then ensures order and discipline. It creates an atmosphere, that controlling, it creates an atmosphere of order and discipline. Okay, so effective controlling system, it keeps the subordinates under check and make sure that whatever they are performing it effectively. Understood? Then facilitates coordination. So coordination, the sum total of managing, it is facilitated by the controlling function of the management. So in the context of predetermined goals and standards, controlling, it keeps all the activities and efforts within their boundaries. Understood? And it helps in moving towards the common direction. Decision making, it helps in taking the proper decisions of the organization. So these were some of the importance of controlling. Then comes limitations. So the first one is difficulty in setting standards. As I told, planning and controlling, they both are interrelated. Okay, so it's not easy to fix the standards or decide that what you have to do in future. It's not easy to set the standards for the employers. Then little control on external factors. You can make the changes in the organization, within the organization by yourself, but you can't control the external factors. So some of the external factors can be there which can bring the changes in your plans, which can affect your plans. Resistance from employees. Every time the employees may not feel like working according to the same standards which are set up by the managers or the head of the companies. Costly affair. You all know budget. Preparing budget, it's not at all cheap. Okay, it's going to be costly. It's going to take much cost. So these were the importance and limitations. Then relationship between planning and controlling. This has been removed from your syllabus. This has been deleted. Okay. Controlling process. So relationship, even though it has been deleted, let me tell you some of the differences between planning and controlling. So planning, it is looking ahead, whereas controlling is looking back. Then planning, it is the first function, whereas controlling is the last function. Then last is controlling. It moves from downward to upward. Downward to upward means back to ahead. Then planning, it moves from upward to downwards. So controlling process, as I told you, these are some of the processes, these are some of the steps which are involved in controlling process. So the first one is setting standards. What you have to do first is you have to set the standards. You have to make the plans according to which you are going to work for the whole year. Okay. It can be either quantitative or qualitative. Then measurement of actual performance. Now it's the time you are supposed to measure the actual performance, what you have achieved. So the first one, setting the standards, making the plans. Then second is measurement of actual performance. Where have you reached? For example, you have decided that you have to achieve 80%, but now you have achieved only 70%. So that is the actual performance. Comparison of actual performance with the standards. Now comparing that 80% and 70%. Okay, so that is the comparison, seeing what you have planned and where you have reached. Analyzing the deviations. Next is seeing the difference between 80 and 70%. Now analyzing, it is the fourth step, analyzing the deviations. Okay. These points, critical point control, management by exception, it is given in your NCERT, so you can skip these points, these are not included. Then taking corrective actions. Now you have come to know about the deviations. Now you have come to know that this time you have achieved 10% less. So next time you will try to cover that. Next time you will try to cover those deviations. Take the corrective measures to cover those deviations. So these were the controlling process: setting performance standards, measurement of actual performance, comparison of actual with the standards, analyzing the deviations, and taking corrective actions.